Hi everyone, I am in this video want to discuss a book named Syphilis Study, the real story and beyond. The writer of this book is Gray Fred, and this was a actual and true story of Tuskegee area in the state of Alabama, United States of America. In this book, the main study matter is the syphilis study, which was happened in 1930 to 1932 to 1972, and this was a really unethical medical experimentation in the history of medical science, and this is obviously a shameful experimentation on the medical development. In this syphilis study, we study that the about 623 male African Negro people was taken in this study. This time, the total population of Tuskegee area, that means Macon County, was 2,000, and these people was injected by syphilis germ, that means bad blood. That was termed as bad blood. Was injected, but without their consent. As a result, the people did not know that the germ was being inserted into their body, and I think this is a very bad idea and unethical issue, that in medical experimentation, the subject should be acknowledged, should be informed about the experimentation. But here, on 623 people, Negro people, was injected by syphilis germ, and without any acknowledgement, without any awareness, and that's why this is a very bad experimentation. It is a worse example in the history of medical science. However, there were some causes of this in this book cited, that this time this medical experimentation was a racial experimentation. That means the United States government, it was regularized, it was controlled, governed by the government of United States of America. That means the Public Health Service of Macon County, USA government, and this experimentation was happened to the Negro male persons only. And actually, in this experiment, no white people was included, and a university, that time this was an institute, Tuskegee Institute, was not concerned about this experimentation. And a Negro nurse, Eunice Rivers, was involved in this experimentation, and the people of this area, the Negro people, I think firstly they did not believe the other doctors, but when from this community, that means African Negro community, a nurse who is graduated, who got the college study from Tuskegee Institute. Obviously, a respectable person, respectable women in this area. She advocated the man to take the jams as a treatment, and also it was that at first they assured that the treatment will be occur, but after the injection of the bad blood, that means syphilis germs, the treatment was not happened, and from 1932 to 1972, when after this the experiment was they continued, and various time they took the data, but it was so confidentially, they make it secret that the people was not aware about the experimentation. It was a very shameful experimentation, obviously, because when the penicillin was discovered, and penicillin is a good medication for this type of diseases, bacterial diseases. But though the penicillin was introduced, it was not taken to these incumbents, to these peoples uh, who was taken to the syphilis study. And as a result, within this time, the 40 years or till to 1997, only 4 people was alive, and 619 people, 19 Negro African men, had died. This is a injustice issue, and this is obviously an unethical experimentation in the history of medical science, and consequently it was not published. It was not become concern to the people whether a long court appealed court case was happened. And the writer Gray Freight was a lawyer, and he make the law plate, and as a result it comes to the people known. Before knowing that, in a bus, a Negro women did not wanted to leave seat for a white man, and that's why with the leading of Martin Luther King, a great procession was happened in the Montgomery area, and after that, Pollard, a subject of the syphilis study, he came to Gray Freight and make a appeal about against the government, and the case was not known. The case was not known, and in a newspaper it was first published in 1997. In the syphilis study, we saw that about in 1997 May 16, and finally in 1997 May 16, the United States President Clinton make an apology occasion for this medical experimentation led by some government authorities. And from my conception, I want to say that The experimentation to only to the African Negro communities only basis on race, this on basis on race was not a justice. It was broken of ethical laws, and actually, what I say, the medical experimentation, the scientific improvement is only is only for the human development, for saving the humanity. But here, the syphilis study in Tuskegee area was against the humanity, and I think this was a violation. This was a violation of ethical thought, like justice, like peace, school of various school of thought, altruism, utilitarianism, because it was not for the mass people. And actually, I think this was happened a very crucial experimentation to the humanity in the name of medical improvement. And finally, when President Clinton tried to get expressed his apology for the syphilis study for the medical experimentation, only eight subject was present there. Only 8 are alive who was included in the experiment, and consequently with the presidents, the vice presidents, and other people express their grievances, sad, and so this was a earning in the history of medical science that the experimentation should be ethical. The medical medicine improvement, development is necessary, is obviously needed, but pushing someone to death in the name of medical experimentation, especially human, is not right, is injustice, is unethical, and that's why it should be avoided. Thank you. Thank you.